You're charged with terroristic threat of a family or household member. That makes it a Class A misdemeanor, so you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine.
On April 22nd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a family disturbance call. Law enforcement officers made contact with the complaining witness, who was the defendant's wife for 15 years. The law enforcement officers could hear the defendant yelling inside of the house. Law enforcement officers detained the defendant. The complaining witness stated she was shoved by the defendant and fell on a chair, and that the defendant then stated he was going to punch her with his fist, and that he was punching his own hand in a threatening manner. A witness, the defendant's son-in-law, stated he heard the defendant threaten the complaining witness and saw the defendant punching his own hand in a threatening manner.
What's again?
The threat, the defendant then stated he was going to punch her with his fist and that he was punching his own hand in a threatening manner.
Mr. Rodriguez, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I see that we have a prior assault from 2024 and 2 prior VPOs, and I'm trying to see if they're all with the same complaining witness. I see the assault is the same complaining witness. 1 VPO is,
Can I speak?
no, now's not the time.
No.
Judge, we can see on our end, they are all the same plaintiffs.
Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, I want you to understand something and let me make it clear to you. I'm going to protect every person in my county. I don't care who they are, what color they are, if they're a small farm animal. I will protect every single person. And if you become a danger to my community, I only have one place for you. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
I don't want you to have any contact with the complaining witness in this case, and I'm gonna put a monitor on you so I know where you are. I don't want you to go within 1,000 feet of where she lives or where she works. Do you understand?
She's my boss. She hired me. I work with her. She's the
Stop.
GM.
I don't care what's going on. All I want is my city protected. And
Yes,
the
sir.
idea is that I don't want you to have any kind of run-ins with her. You guys have words and then something drastic happens. And I'm trying to prevent
Yes, sir.
something nuclear from going down. The best way to do that is to keep you guys away from each other. You understand?
Yes, sir.
If you have cancer, you cut it out. Otherwise it kills you. Sometimes in your life, you have people who are a cancer to you. And if you don't cut it out, you end up in custody with a very long sentence. This is now your 5th case regarding the same person. Do you catch my drift?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
I can have you fill out an application. I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. I need to know everything about you. I also don't want you to be in possession of weapons.
No, I don't have no
If you
weapons.
qualify, I'll give you a lawyer today, but I'm telling you now, I don't know who you have in this world, but if I find that you're a danger and I have to make your bond $10,000, $15,000, $30,000,
Yes, sir.
you don't have anyone to pony up, you'll be stuck like Chuck. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Good morning.
Sir, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 22nd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers observed a motor vehicle with no front license plate. A traffic stop was conducted. Law enforcement officers made contact with the defendant and observed a strong odor of marijuana. The defendant stated to law enforcement officers that he has a handgun in the vehicle. The defendant admitted to having smoked marijuana in the car previously. The law enforcement officers located the marijuana and a handgun inside of the defendant's motor vehicle. The marijuana weighed approximately 55.7 grams.
Mr. Williams, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. You mind running his license, please? I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You do not have a license and liability insurance in your name. You're not allowed to drive, and that is also a bond condition of yours. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
We're going to give you time. I will have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go.
All right.
Don't pick up any new cases.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, his license is eligible.
Great. Okay, please. So do you mind finding those conditions, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
Why did you miss court, ma'am? Sorry? When you don't come to court, we issue a warrant and you end up going to jail. I'm going to reinstate your bond, but I'm not going to do this again. The next time you miss court and I have to issue a warrant, you will go to jail. Do you understand me? No more get out of jail free cards. This is it. Ma'am, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney appointed if you cannot afford one. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
On April 21st, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a shoplifting call at JCPenney and made contact with the complaining witness, a loss prevention officer. The complaining witness stated the defendant entered the store and placed two swimsuit sets in a black purse, then passed all points of sale and exited the store. The total value of the merchandise was $144.
This is the co-defendant to yesterday's theft, right?
That's correct, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Joy, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to go back to JCPenney and not to be in contact with the co-defendant in this case. Do you understand? What do you do for a living? Did you graduate from high school? I'm sending you now for a drug test. I want to know if anything is in your system and you're to come right back. You're 18 and you have nowhere headed. That's not a good way to go through life. You know, you should never, ever have to depend on anyone, and you need to be a strong person to be able to work and make money. Because in this life, if you don't have money, this life sucks. And you're 18 and you're headed nowhere where you're going to end up being dependent on someone. That's not a way to go through life. You need to get into school, get knowledge so you have a good job, so you can support yourself, so you don't have to rely on anyone, much less a man. Men suck. Don't rely on them. Be a strong woman. You understand? Okay, I'm sending you for a drug test. You're going to come right back and I'm going to appoint your lawyer today. Just take a seat for a minute.
Can I get her to sign real quick?
Yeah.
Chun Feng Yan. And Your Honor, she is in ICE custody. I'm having somebody email a copy of the document to the court clerk, and I have it here as well.
What? Send it to Victoria. Let me give you her email address. Do you
Oh,
have it or no?
I have it, Judge. Let me
Yeah, send it to
redirect.
Victoria. That way it'll be easier that way.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll do that right now.
So she's in ICE custody now?
She is, Judge, yes.
What's going on with that? Do you have a hearing set or do you have a bond set?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that she is going to go back to her country, which is China. So there is no bond, and there is no parole, and there is no, as of yet, I don't know if there's a hearing still pending, because it was my understanding that she was going to be agreeing to return.
Do you know when that's going to happen? Because we should get her back here to try to take care of this first, shouldn't we?
If Your Honor, if that's possible, yes. I can reach out to the immigration lawyer and see if I can find that out.
So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to issue a bench warrant today to try to get her back.
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
we can try to take care of it, because sending her, having her go back and having this still open, I'm going to end up issuing a warrant because I just can't keep it open forever. And then
Yes,
it'll
sir.
impact her chances of if she ever wants to try to come back.
Yes, Your Honor, of course. Oh, you did? Oh,
Give me 1 second, Mr. Moody.
yes, Your Honor.
Page 27. She's in ICE custody. We need a bench warrant her to try to get her before. Looks like she signed for a voluntary departure, but we need to get her back to try to take care of this before.
Okay.
So, all right, we're going to bench warrant her and then we'll reach out to you when we get her.
Yes, Your Honor, if
Let
it
you know.
pleases the court, I can try and reach that immigration lawyer now, if Your Honor would like me to.
How's May 19th as a reset?
Yes, Judge, let me,
There needs one was here.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
May 19th, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Yes,
Is that
thank you.
okay?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, we'll put it on that day then.
Thank you,
And
Judge.
we'll see you then. If we get her before then, we'll let you know.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Thank you, sir.
Have fun. How's jail?
Is it pushing?
Better to be out. That's for sure.
You're giving you the opportunity, but I will not do this again. If you pick up a third case, I'm gonna lose it. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Want my streets safe, and I will do everything in my power to protect them. Your lawyer has worked hard to find you a place to go to, and I expect you to go there. I'm putting a monitor on your ankle so I know where you are. You are expected to go there and be there every night by 9 p.m. You understand?
Yes, sir.
If you deviate, if you pick up a new case, if you are a danger, if you don't go back to this place, then I'm going to revoke your bond, put you back in, and you now know no one in this world is going to give you a bond. So you will be stuck in there until these cases are over with. And I don't accept pleas of guilty just to get out. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
This is the one opportunity that you have. Make the most of it. Anything else that you think that we need? Is he taking any medication at this time?
I have not taken any medication.
Or should you be? Have you been diagnosed by a doctor? Have they told?
That was years ago.
Okay.
So it's been a while.
So when you get out, what are you gonna do? What are your plans?
Still, that's the house, correct? Okay. The idea is to get my ID back and then to be able to find a format of employment.
So this is a great goal to have, and we're gonna make sure that it happens. So I'm gonna set you off. I'm not gonna blindly reset with hopes that you do it. I'm gonna keep you close so I see that you actually do it. When you have too much time on your hands, you become self-destructive. So you need something to do. And working is the absolute best because it keeps your mind occupied so you don't start doing things you shouldn't do. And the best thing about it is you make money.
Hey, that's true.
So I'm going to give you 2 weeks and I want to see what you have done to get your ID. Go home, wash the jail funk off you, dress up nice, go get your ID. If you do that, after that, we're going to give you a month to try to help you get a job.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, none of this just all day. It's not going to happen. Do you understand? All right, make me proud. What time did you get here, Mr. Green?
I got like 9 o'clock, a little bit before, but I didn't know the COVID.
You come late and you come in shorts. Is this a good way to come to court? It's a complete lack of respect. And if you do it again, I'm going to put you out. Do you understand? You are charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 22nd, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a suspicious person call and made contact with a law enforcement officer working an extra job that stated the complaining witness approached him and stated that her phone was stolen from her front porch by the defendant, who she ID'd and provided a description of. The law enforcement officers found the defendant, who fled inside an apartment and then was detained. Law enforcement officers found the complaining witness's cell phone in the defendant's front jean pocket. The defendant had a prior trespass warning for the location from January 2025.
So you go inside that.
Yes, Your Honor, we just have here that the complaining witness stated her cell phone was stolen from her front porch.
Mr. Green, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm now sending you for a drug test. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system and you're to come right back. Do you understand? Right. Do you understand? I'm also going to put a GPS monitor on your ankle and I'm ordering you not to go anywhere near this apartment complex. If I find that you do, if I find that you're a weapon, that you have a weapon, if I find that you're a danger to my community, I will revoke your bond and I'm going to make it sky high. You are on felony deferred for a very serious case. Does he have a felony warrant? Why is this showing no bond?
I'm not sure, Judge, but I don't see it come up in that.
Take a seat for me. We'll have you sent in you, see you 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Okay, so for this case, we are set for next week. I've been talking to the state, because we're potentially looking at PTI now. My client is not mentally capable of sitting through a trial right now. She's taking care of her terminally ill mother, and her father recently just passed away. So she's just been like mentally distraught, even with trying to get her to do a
She just
PTI.
wants to be done.
Yeah, so I've been working with her, trying to get her packet, and she hasn't been able to write it. She's just been, obviously,
Any
so,
priors?
Or
DWI?
no.
No pressure.
You just want to do a time served or something?
I don't think she wants to do a time service, because, I have to see, I know she didn't want the conviction on there, so
Okay.
just stating saying they would be okay with her doing a PTI. I worked with her over the weekend to get a PTI mitigation package together. They just wanted to know if we could potentially have the setting moved so they can get the packet in and get her enrolled in the program and everything together.
She hasn't been approved for PTI yet.
Yeah.
You still have to get the packet in though.
Yeah, so that's what, I was talking with, the state about. They were saying if we potentially have the setting rolled to that, or,
It's an old case though.
yeah.
No,
I can try and.
you can try what?
I can try and see if I can push get the approval by the trial settings, but I just don't.
We're separate trial.
Yes, Judge.
Oh, no. We're separate trial, we're separate trial. And I mean, she's gotta get it done.
Yeah.
I get that there are things that happen, but the case is old, it's a trial. She either has to get it done before then or, no, it's really. Case. I mean,
Yeah, it's no problem. We know, we have to ask, so.
Sure.
We just wanted to see if the others were perfectly fine. I'm trying to get that in, and I work
get
with
it in as soon as possible, because the problem is we're separate trial that day. If you put it in the day before, that's really, we're separate trial. I'm not gonna just move it because she takes too long to get it done. It's not fair to everybody else. So get it in like now, not the day before trial.
I'll get it to them and we'll try to get, everything.
Right, but if you guys turn it in the day before trial, I mean,
It's gonna be sent in today. We just wanted to see. Yeah.
yeah, and in that case, as soon as you get it, right, I mean, hopefully, but remember, get in line. I mean, I don't know, maybe you can get it an approval quick. Hey, next time I put you back there, either of you, hey, next time I put you in back. You hear me? Okay,
All right, thank you.
yes, ma'am. So we tested him, guys, right?
Yes, Judge.
And?
He was presumptive positive for THC.
Still using? I don't understand what don't mean, no means no. No means no. How long has it been, Greg? Should the weed have been out of the system or what? When did we order it?
I don't remember. I don't have my iPad on me off the top of my head.
Case has been open since December. We reinstated his bond in February.
It was ordered in December as well.
We ordered you since December not to use, and you're still testing positive. It's unacceptable. I'm now revoking your bond. Goes with you?
Your Honor, let me ask you this. Can you give it a couple of days to see what the state's going to do on the mitigation? He does have asthma. That was an issue last time. He doesn't.
He's been ordered since December.
I understand.
Use. And I told you over and over not to use. And I even reinstated your bond once. And you're still testing positive. No. Because then,
Well, you're still at Morton Ranch?
am I supposed to feel bad because he's continuing to use? You know?
If it's going to go a certain route and possibly go away, I just ask.
As much as I love you, Greg, if I let him go now, then I'm telling him it's okay for you to do what you're doing. And it's not okay. I've warned you repeatedly not to, and you continue to test positive. He goes with you.
May I ask you what the bond is going to be, Your Honor? Or would you consider a couple of days and then reinstate his bond to where if they do give him a PTI, so he can do his,
Absolutely, but he needs to know that we mean business, that we're not
I
here
understand.
flapping our gums for nothing. Because really, I've already reinstated the bond once and he's still doing whatever he wants to do. It's unacceptable.
Okay.
So I'm setting the bond at 5,001. Today's Wednesday. We can roll it to, I guess, Monday. And then I'll talk to him to see if he gets the message and we'll go from there. But
We'll talk in a second.
I'll let him explain to you what we have in mind, but I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I know you know, his even caseworkers had given him drug tests and they explained to him why, you know. He's, I don't know, he explained something, he smoked some, so cigar type marijuana thing, and it was like, you know,
Greg, don't. You know what I mean?
I get it, Judge.
Okay.
I will talk to the state. I will talk to mom. I have one other case I need to talk to you
We'll
about.
talk again on Monday.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm here every day.
Right.
So
Thank you so much for coming.
just give me a second. I'll talk to you.
Oh, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. And we are too, you know, we really are. It just,
it's gotta be a lesson learned. You know, and like I said, I'm grandma, I've been raising him since three months in and out of the relationship, so that kind of. Yeah, so.
Okay.
Obviously, you know, I have his daughter, I have my granddaughter too that I'm raising, she's 15, so I've had her since NICU. So that,
no,
they're going counseling too for all of that, because they don't know how to let those emotions.
so sorry, but you're doing great. Good job.
You didn't feel that.
I'm behind you. Okay, thanks.
I have another case, Takesha Chase. I was going to come to the court without an agreed recommendation to see if the court would consider a deferred adjudication. She has no Texas history. She does have some history out of state.
No, but are you opposed to it, right? And why?
So, Judge, I think we made an offer. It was a plan offer. We have planned that. We should be a plan.
How bad are the injuries are we talking? Is it bad? Greg, is it bad?
No, I'm telling you, no. I watched the video. I didn't see anything. In fact, the complaining witness called the cops the day after. It was they were in the drive-thru at Whataburger. Complaining witness hits the back of my client's car. Client's upset. Argument ensues, opens the door. They throw some punches. Okay. Complaining witness does not call the cops that day. One of her family members either works for a law firm or has something to do with the law firm, and she has her call the cops from the law office the next day. Cops on body cam come to the law office the next day to make the complaint.
That
Is your complaining witness asking for max time or something?
she did ask him for max. And she didn't assess that.
How bad are the injuries?
So she said there was a blood vessel pop in her eye and redness on her face and eye.
Did you verify that?
So based on injury photos, we do have an injury photo.
She has no criminal history, right?
She has out of state, but nothing in Texas. I mean, body cam, I didn't see.
It's nothing violent.
I didn't see anything on body.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Do you want me to set it for a plea or do it now?
Well, it's 191 days. Is she here now?
She's here now.
Why does we do it?
Okay, I'll do it right now.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Come on.
I'm here for Francisco Hernandez.
Okay. Did he show up?
Yes, Judge, he's in the jury box.
Okay. What are we doing with Mr. Hernandez?
So he's set for a bond violation hearing. I don't believe that a bond revocation would be appropriate here. The basis of the violation is the drug test that he took on April 14th, which was the drug test that you ordered in court. And if you'll recall, he had a presumptive positive and you issued some new bond conditions. So
Not our first bond violation, is it not?
Well, so it is not. There was an earlier one for missing a drug test. However, the only basis for this one is something that the court already.
Come on, Mr. Hernandez.
You're right, I'm gonna.
So we ordered him not to use, right?
Yes, Judge. But he, with the except, I mean, there is no evidence that he has violated that order after his drug test on the 14th, which you ordered.
Your Honor, the conditions requiring no drugs, no alcohol and testing went into effect in January 2025, prior to the testing that we conducted in April.
So the conditions went in January.
Yes, Judge, I understand that, but this violation has already been addressed.
Has it?
Franklin University.
I don't know. Anthony, has it?
The court addressed it by issuing new bond conditions on the hearing on the 14th after the presumptive positive test came back.
No. So the client failed to report for a drug and alcohol test on 4/7/25.
Yes.
So we brought him in on 4/14 to admonish him and to tell you, hey, don't miss a drug test. When you miss test, that's when we issue warrants. Bad things happen when you do that. So he was ordered the next week to go take a test, and he now tested positive for alcohol. So that's where we are.
Judge,
So we've not addressed it.
I don't believe that's completely accurate. It was not the next week that he was ordered. It was at that hearing. You had him go out and take a drug test on that day.
Is that right?
Judge, the violation that was submitted on April 7th was addressed for admonishment on April 14th. And yes, that was the day that he was sent to submit for testing. And then he had an additional bond violation submitted for being presumptive positive for THC. And now that was signed to be addressed today, which is what we're addressing.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I've already had to put 2 people in jail now because they continue to use. You are begging for your bond to be revoked. No means no. Doesn't mean I have a party. Doesn't mean I have a graduation. Doesn't mean Jesus came down from earth and asked me to break bread. No means no. Do you understand? We are now at a stage of no tolerance. If you ever miss, if you test positive again, do you understand me? There's no excuse. And I'm going to, are you high right now? You can barely keep your eyes open, Mr. Hernandez. I want to test him again right now.
Yes, sir.
I will test you 50 days from that test. And if you test positive for weed, that tells you that you continue to smoke and it's not going well. Do not use. Do you understand?
So
from this day forward, you test positive. Okay, I'm sending you for a test now.
And should I reapproach after that test is completed?
I know, let's roll it to tomorrow because it's now 12 o'clock nearly. Okay. Come on up, sir.
Can I get him to send?
Hi, Alan. Sorry, guys. Oh, who do we have here? Oh, Mr. Birch.
Sir.
Okay. So, good morning, Mr. Birch.
Morning.
Sir, you're charged with assault of a family member. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 9 days in jail with credit for the 5 days that you've done. You need to understand that this is going to go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die. This is important because there's an affirmative finding of family violence. What that means is that if you ever pick up another one of these cases, you will be looking at a 3rd-degree felony. If you ever pick up a gun or ammunition, you could be looking at potential further charges as well. By doing this plea, you can never own a gun or ammunition or be in possession of such. You understand?
Sir.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. That's why I say after today, you can never come back and try to change this because you just don't want it anymore. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir.
There's affirmative finding of family violence, which is why I was telling you, you pick up another one. You understand? And I'm telling you now, an assault is not like a drag down, beat down. You merely take someone's arm and you just squeeze it enough for it to hurt. You're looking at some serious time. You understand? All right. How do you plead to the offense, sir? Guilty? I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to it. Good luck to you, sir.
Your Honor, if I may, I believe that there was a residency restriction, I suppose. I think there was a MOA in place. I can't see evidence of that on my end, which I normally can. But if there was any MOA in place, Your Honor, we would want that to be addressed.
You want me to take the residential restriction off?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do we know what the complaining witness wants?
Absolutely. The complaining witness not only wants it removed, but the complaining witness has contacted the district attorney's office between yesterday and today. I spoke with her yesterday. I also emailed the state.
Cole, you verified that?
It's a DVD issue, so.
Okay, as long as they're okay with it, then I'm okay with it as well, and we can amend it.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that they're on the same page, that they know about it and they're okay with it, and then I'm okay with it too.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
She's on standby, by the way, if you guys want to call her.
Okay, yeah, we'll give her a call.
Well, you don't have to call. It should be in the notes, hopefully.
Well, the note says that defense counsel says the complaining witness explained it was a big misunderstanding.
Okay, I don't know, maybe,
This morning's email, I don't know if you got it, but it also says she's waiting for you guys to call her. Her number is this, and she's called you. And I was on the phone with her when we called you too.
Did you send me
Alan, you said she's outside?
No, she's on the phone. She's waiting for their call.
I'll have someone reach out here momentarily.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Good luck to you, Mr. Birch. Good morning, Mr. Gonzalez.
Sir,
Mr. Gonzalez, you're charged with tampering with the government record. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 30 days in jail with credit for the 10 that you've done. So it's basically, however, you need to understand that this charge will go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. From now on, in misdemeanor land, you're facing a minimum of 90 days in jail. Do you understand?
Sure.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization, give up the right to appeal once you plead guilty. There's no change in this. Is this what you want to do?
Sure.
How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty?
Yes.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will send you to it. Good luck to you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Reed. Have fun.
That's it.
Mr. Perez.
You're welcome.
You need to do something in this life. I'm telling you, the older you get, life doesn't get easier. It gets so much more difficult. And if you don't have an education, if you don't have some kind of trade or skill or good job, you're going to end up in such a bad position that you will do anything just to get money. I'm telling you, life doesn't get easier. You lose hair, you lose the looks, it doesn't get easier. Did you tell me that you graduated from high school or you did not graduate from high school? That is what we are going to work on now. You must either maintain a full-time job or get back into school. And I'm bringing you back in 2 weeks to see what you have done. If you have done nothing, do you understand me? Okay, we're going to appoint you a lawyer today, and I want you to see that you're actually working to make some kind of future for yourself. The more education you have, the more money you're going to make in this life. The last thing that you need is to be dependent on a man. Men suck. You never want to be dependent on a man. Be a strong woman. Have a brain and do something with your life. Do you understand? We're going to work on it together to ensure that it happens. Please. Just take a seat. We'll be right back with you momentarily.
I just got a new appointment.
Come up, ma'am.
Goya.
Okay, I'm bringing her up.
Thank
So This young lady is 18 years old. She's not working. She never graduated from high school and has no prospects so far. So I told her that we are all going to work together to make sure something in her life happens. So I'm giving her 2 weeks to either start working on getting a GED or back into school or working on getting a full-time job. Because doing nothing all day, it's not going to happen. You understand, man? This is a lawyer that's been appointed to represent your case, Mr. Reed. We are going to give you his phone number now. You must get in contact with him today so that you guys can get on the same page about the case. Don't pick up any new cases, and I'm expecting you to work on good things. You understand? Okay, man, make me proud.
So, Your Honor, I had a case got appointed to Dave Johnson. And I think the state's filed a motion to dismiss.
Is it Lori or who?
It is, her first name is.
Yes.
Shanidria?
Yes.
Okay. I'll sign it as soon as I get it. Oh, I got it right here. All right, I'm signing it for you.
Yeah.
Okay, done, Harold.
And I'm sorry, Joe, I take this one a second. And then,
What else, Harold?
and then Judge, two other people, but Mr. Alfaro, he's on the docket today. I haven't been able to contact him in a little bit. I was trying to see.
So let's do this. We'll set it for a week.
Okay.
You've got to be here. And just however, whatever means you have, reach out to him, let him know, hey, look, the judge has put you on the docket. You must be here in a week.
Sure.
If you fail to appear, bond gets revoked. You know, perhaps like a letter to the last known address or whatever, you know, however, that way it gives you enough.
Sure. And the other question I had was Mr. Savage.
Okay.
And he has a pending felony. And we were talking about it. They have an offer for the felony, but his next date's May 12th.
Is it Savage?
Savage.
Oh, is he in custody?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I didn't see it.
So you can sign it.
And so he hasn't actually, he's talked to the attorney one time over there, so I'm gonna inquire and make sure that.
Oh, God, it's 693 days.
Well,
You just got
absent
appointed
for-
though, right?
I just got assigned to it.
Yeah.
But hit upon forfeiture, I guess, or yeah, he hits.
It's Savage. We have a lot of, like, it's hard to get a hold of him. It's not our first rodeo with him. So he's being held at no bond on the case upstairs. They're set for 5/12. Do you want to set it for the next day?
No.
Sure, let me just make sure that's.
He's on probation here. He's also on probation upstairs. I guess he absconded from the place. Is that what happened?
So he was placed on probation back in 2022. He went to SATF. He picked up a new felony charge and got placed on that probation for bringing illegal substances into the facility. They sent him back to SATF. He completed it. And then while in aftercare, he started testing positive for amphetamines, meth, and benzos, and he absconded from there.
Right.
So there's been no contact with him.
Yeah, I think it's probably a futile attempt to continue. If you want more time, though, we'll give you more time.
We'll
So-
just see what he's gonna do with the felony and.
Yeah. And he's building time regardless, I guess. Which I'd give him back time regardless. So you want to do the day after felony?
Sure, we can do that. I'll 13.
Unless you want something different, I'm all ears.
No, actually, I have a jury trial scheduled that day, but it might. I'll be down there regardless, so. All right, thank you, Judge. Thank you.
Ready to go.
Harold.
So this is everything judge asks him.
Okay.
Last name was
Chase.
Chase.
What about your?
Ms. Chase, you're charged with assault bodily injury. You and the state have been unable to reach an agreement. You know, in this life, you never know who you're going to run into. You get into a fight with the wrong person, they're going to shoot your ass dead. You get into a fight with the wrong person. This society is extremely litigious. They like to sue. They like to get money. And I mean, who doesn't want money, right?
Right.
So when you run into the wrong person and you get into a fight with the wrong person, it could really cost you. dearly. And as you now know, these people, they now have a lawyer.
There, one of the family members was a lawyer. That's what I was explaining, Judge. So she didn't call the cops
Same.
that day. The cops went to the law office the next
It's
day.
very possible they're waiting for the results of this to come after you in a civil way. That's why you have to watch out what you do, who you get in contact with. If you're lucky that you're not going to get shot, you're going to get unlucky that you're going to get sued, They're going to squeeze you for every dime. That's why you have to be careful. So what do you want?
I mean, ideally, I'm asking for a deferred and a no contest plea if the court would take that.
I don't know about a no contest plea, but I'm certainly willing on the deferred, right? So you're charged with assault. You've not been able to work an agreement. Would you like to come to me for us to punish you as opposed to the state? Because you've been unable to work an agreement.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Sure.
yes.
So your other option is if you don't want to accept, then you can go to trial. That's the other option that you have.
No. No, I don't.
So, okay. So, are you guilty or not guilty of this offense, man?
I'm guilty.
Okay. I'm not going to find you guilty. What I'm going to do is I'm going to withhold that finding for a year. I'm going to place you on a probation that's called deferred adjudication.
Okay.
This is a type of probation that you give up nearly every right known to man by entering into it, meaning that you cannot fight this underlying case after today. We're putting you on this probation. If you successfully complete it, you do not end up with a conviction on your record. But you cannot tell people it was dismissed. It doesn't get dismissed. You take a probation. If you complete it successfully, you don't end up with a conviction. Do you understand the difference?
Yes, I do.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to order you to undergo anger management while you're in this probation. You're to do an effective decision-making class. You will also do what's called a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see what other conditions you may need. If they assess other conditions, you must fulfill them. No weapons and no contact with the complaining witness in this case.
You'll live 2 years after you're done.
Okay.
Now, if you're going to be driving, you must have a Texas driver license and you must maintain liability insurance as well. Car insurance. You have to have car insurance. That's another thing. I get emails all the time where I have people asking me for help because they get into an accident and they're getting sued for $50,000 and they don't know how to go forward. They now are required to go hire a lawyer and fight this lawsuit because they got into a car accident and they damaged someone's Benz. That's why you have car insurance, so that if you get into an accident, you have the company there to represent you and take care of it. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so proof of financial responsibility.
Yes, sir. I have a license, but I don't have a car anymore, so I don't have
Okay.
insurance.
Well, if you get a car, you're going to need
Okay, yeah.
insurance. Okay. And she doesn't currently have a car, Your Honor. I'm just letting her know that
Yeah.
she gets it.
If at some point you do get into a car or you have one, even if you're borrowing someone else's car, you cannot unless you have insurance. Okay, so ma'am, what I'm going to do now, you're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers, the right to be arraigned, charge read in open court. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement, you are now entering into a contract with us stating that you will successfully complete this agreement. If you do something to violate this agreement, like you pick up a new case, you don't do your classes on time, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. We're going to have a hearing and you're looking at an entire year in jail. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You still want to do this?
Yes.
Okay, man. I'm going to send you to it. Good luck to you.
How many months is the term you're on right now? 12 months. Okay, perfect.
Just a year.
Okay.
And if you do well, you get everything done quickly and you're nice to everybody. These probation officers, they have a really just tough job. They meet with the worst of the worst. They deal with excuse after excuse. So if you want to get a nice one, be the first appointment, be the first one there, be happy, crack a joke. You don't have these people eating out of your hands. But if you go there at 4:00, they've dealt with excuse after excuse, a-hole after a-hole. They're probably going to be in a bad mood. And if you're in a bind and you go up there unhappy, it's not going to go well, right? Right. Good luck to you.
Okay, appreciate it.
And you're done with court evidence. Okay.
Okay, Greg.
Yeah, you're gonna wait for the picture.
I'll probably talk to you in a few.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, good luck, man.
Let Fleischer know? I mean, did you let Judge Wright know?
Yeah, I did. I texted him that. I had protective order. Let's see if he
I'll go.
replied.
All right.
He didn't reply. All right, bye, Greg. We're done. Just wait. Yeah.